Oh, good morning, everyone. So I guess we'll get started now. All right. So good morning. For those who don't know me, my name is Giovanni Nicosia. I'm a real estate attorney. My own title company is Supreme Title and Escrow. And today I wanted to do a class on realtor generate lead generation on a $100 a month budget. Basically, I'm not a realtor. However, I'm always speaking to realtors, on a daily basis and at closings and stuff. And I'm always asking people, what do they do to get business, basically? And I also talk to a lot of realtors and they complain how they don't have the money to market, basically, to buy leads, to do this stuff. And there's really so many things you can do that don't cost money. And that's kind of what I want to go through. I mean, a lot of the stuff is basically, like I should say, common knowledge. A lot of stuff will be new, but the purpose of this class is mostly to really reinforce these different things you could do. Because a lot of times people just actually forget about it and don't do it. And what I personally think, if you consistently do these things we're going to talk about today, it will pay off. It's not gonna, if you do these things for like a week, no, things are not going to change. But if you probably for 6 months consistently, work on your marketing, I think your career, your business is going to see a difference. Um, so we'll get started. So okay. So the first thing is, not be an undercover agent. Okay. You want to make sure everyone knows you do real estate. There's nothing worse in the world than speaking to a friend or a family member and find out they just bought a house or rented an apartment and they say, I didn't know you're a realtor. Okay. Make sure, you get it out there, when, of course, the best place to start is your phone contacts, reach out to everyone, let them know what you do. Like whether it's fun, ask them, and ask them for referrals, ask them if they know anybody who's looking to buy, looking to sell, make sure, like, once again, contact them about different things, like, for instance, when homestead exemptions due, when the taxes are due, you know, bring up stuff that you could always talk about. The other day, actually, this one realtor I was speaking to, or she actually spoke, she told me something which I thought was pretty cool. I never thought of before. Every time she meets a prospective person, a prospective lead, she saves their information on her phone, and she saves her lead. And then whenever she has some time, let's say she's at the car dealership or something like that, getting her car, and she's sitting there waiting, she'll just go do a search of everyone that's saved in her lead and send them a text message, just to stay in their face, because like what it is out of sight, out of mind. So you want to just make sure you consistently are, reaching out to people so they don't forget about you, because like I said, out of sight, out of mind. So you want to make sure, you're in their face. Another thing too, in this one, actually, what we're going to talk about, headshots, for your business cards, for your social media. One thing I'm going to post it right here on Monday in my office. We're doing actually a photo shoot for realtors. If any of you guys would like to attend, we have a professional photographer coming. She's going to do photos, editing, everything. There's no charge. So if anyone would like to attend on Monday, I think she's going to be in my office. Like, we're setting up like a whole room with the lighting and the backgrounds and everything. I believe she's going to be in my room in my office from 10 to like 6. So if you're interested, shoot me an email and let me know you'd like to come and around the time you want to come, and we'll get you taken care of. So once again, so right there, you get some pictures taken at no charge, and professional pictures. Hang on, I'm having a problem like sliding over. Okay. Another thing, of course, business cards. You want to once again, let people that you meet have your contact information. whether it's, paper business cards, like, I found them online where you could get 500 cards for $8, or even digital business cards. Like I found this website called Blink, Bling, where you could create a digital business card where, you can send it to someone with all your information and there's no charge. But the worst thing in the world is, like, honestly, someone not being able to contact you to get your information. Like, you don't know how many times we get like a file from someone, like a realtor, like let's say the listing agent, and we cannot find their information nowhere. We go online, we're Googling them, we're looking for social media, and we can't even find their phone number. Um, like, you're in the business of people calling you, right? You want to make sure people have your contact information. And it's truly amazing, like in this business, how people, once again, like the thing about being a secret agent, how you can't find these people. So, you want to make sure, you get your information out there. Um, these are some, other things, this kind of sounds stupid, a name tag. I know, of course, that's not something everyone's really into wearing. But it happened to me one time. I'm out picking up my daughter from school. She's in 11th grade now. It was like, I think she was like in third grade. I was like, it was after school, session, and I see a real person there with her name tag, Keller Williams. And I start a conversation with her. And from the name tag, truthfully, I've been doing business with her now for, what is that, 4, 5, 6, like 8 years, based on a name tag. So you never know who you're going to meet. So, and that's something, of course, that doesn't cost much money. Now, CarMax is another thing. Maybe not everybody wants to do that. Like, I used to do foreclosure defense, short sale negotiations, and I had like a Hummer wrapped with that information. And I used to get calls all the time. Like, I would just be driving around, people would be calling me like while I'm driving about, their problems and stuff like that. Example, like, also, once again, just getting your phone number, getting your information out there. Like, in front of my office, I actually have a bench ad. Now, this does cost money, so I'm not saying to get a bench ad, but just using that as an example as of having your information out there. About a year or two ago, I picked up this client. This person, he has an office near me. He would always see my bench ad driving to work, and was buying a property. He was actually buying a Pizza Hut, and called me and actually used this as a title company from the bench ad. He ended up later on buying a Dunkin' Donuts. He ended up buying a warehouse. And actually, just this week, I did another closing. That's why it reminded me of it. All from a bench chat. So once again, with your name on your car, you never know who's going to see it, who's going to call, and you can actually build up a long-term relationship. Website. This is a company that I actually recommend. They charge $59 a month. Actually, the person who does this, Mark, we're doing a class with him on Thursday of how to get buyer leads off the internet on Thursday at 11 a.m. Actually, I'm going to post a Zoom link for that right now. I think I have it here. Yeah. So Mark from this DPI company, I think he does an amazing website for only $59 a month. So, we're doing a class with him on Thursday. So, of course, that's something definitely you want to spend money about, like the website.
You saw that?
Once again, something kind of stupid, shirts. Just letting people know what you do. You want something that will start a conversation with people. Once again, example, I was wearing a Supreme title shirt. I'm at this gas station by my house one day, and the person pumping gas next to me saw my shirt. We started talking. Since then, I mean, this was probably 3, 4 years ago, I probably closed over $20 million in deals with him, which started from a conversation from my shirt. If I wasn't wearing that shirt, I would have never met this guy. I would have never spoke to him. So even let's say a sticker on your computer, let's say you're going to Starbucks or wherever you're going to work, you never know. People want to talk about real estate. It's just an interesting topic. Everybody, whether it's as an investor, whether their own home, whether what's going on with mortgage rates, what's going on with prices. So, just something simple like that could get a conversation started where you could actually, get a client. Now, of course, social media. There's a lot of different things on social media that we're going to talk about. And the main thing I want to say is you kind of want to do everything, not just one, because, like, for instance, one, of course, is Facebook. I don't think Facebook is as big as it used to be, but you still want to be on there because it costs you no money, Basically, one other thing I recommend is, you're allowed 5,000 friends on Facebook. Try to become friends with realtors, not local realtors. Local realtors are good to know because you never know. You may have a deal where they have the listing and, that you have a relationship with them, so they take your offer because of your relationship. But where you're going to get referrals is realtors from other areas. So if you start, following realtors from other areas, they start following you. They're seeing you consistently post about real estate. Maybe you reach out to them, offer them a referral fee. You know, so maybe once they have a referral in South Florida or Florida, you're going to be the one they think about, and that's how you're going to make money. Like there's this one realtor I know in Miami. Like every year, she consistently probably does over 20 closings just from her referrals from out of area agents. Um, so that's another thing too. Another thing too. You can advertise other people's listings even if you don't have a listing. With permission, you can advertise. The key thing is to get your phone to ring. So posting stuff out there, and hopefully someone, you never know who's going to see it, basically. And I actually recommend, I see a lot of realtors, they post all these multi-million-dollar houses and stuff like that. Yeah, those are beautiful and stuff like that. But in reality, how many people do we actually know that can afford those properties? So, I mean, look for properties that are good deals. Look for Airbnb properties, look for multifamilies, look for fixer-uppers, foreclosures, short sales, things that are going to catch people's eyes. Nothing, seller financing is another thing, like, which I'll talk about shortly, like to get people. Um, also realtor groups, and I see this all the time, like on Facebook, where someone will post looking for a realtor in a certain area. So join these realtor groups. Once again, it's a great way to get referrals. And also some people post these realtor groups or these groups on Facebook looking for realtors. So, you put on your information, you never know. They got to hire somebody. So why not it be you? Years ago, like I started this thing, I asked the real estate attorney, right, on Facebook. And it was a group where people would post questions and I would answer it. And this page here, which really cost me no money at all, got me so much business. Like I've done every type of advertising you could imagine. I've advertised on TV, I've advertised on the radio, I've done billboard ads on 595, mailers, taxi cab ads, everything you can imagine. But this is one of the things that got me more business than everything. Basically, what would happen is, I was just helping people, answering questions, and other people would see that. And the next thing you know is, like, I'd get brokers reach out to me, say, hey, I want to work with you. I want to meet with you. And I picked up so many clients from this simple website that just costed me no money, but this did take time. Of course, I would have to answer questions. I would post constantly. And, if you are on Facebook, put in Ask the Real Estate Attorney and join the group. And because it's actually a good thing to see, not only if you don't have any questions, see what other people go through. Because sometimes people till this day ask me questions that I never imagined, and, it's a good way for all of us to learn. So, but I'm saying like that, you could actually create a group where people are asking you real estate questions and, you make yourself seem like the expert. Another thing too, of course, Instagram, you want to be on. And the same thing. What I'm trying to say is, like, you want to be on everything, because you don't want to be like the biggest person on one thing. Like, let's say you're the biggest person on Facebook, and people, once again, like I said, people start not really using Facebook, then you're nobody. So you really want to be on all all platforms. And the same thing, post listings, reach out to realtors in other areas, offer them maybe a referral fee, build relationships, start following them, let them follow you, let them see that what you're doing. So hopefully, once again, if they get and not only realtors, also, individuals, if they're buying, selling, they think of you. Me personally, I've purchased 2 properties from an Instagram post. Okay. At first, it was like I woke up one morning, I look at Instagram, and I see this commercial property. And what caught my eye, it said seller financing. It was a realtor I knew who posted it. And I don't know why at the time, even though I was, I had a good job, I was making good money. In my mind, for some reason, I didn't think I could get approved by a bank. Why? I have no idea. And I think a lot of people out there are like that. A lot of buyers, a lot of renters and stuff. For some reason, they don't want. I guess I'm afraid of rejection. And I contacted him, and I bought a place using the seller financing. But so he, it was only like a $270,000 property at the time. So, but he got both sides. So, he made a nice commission off an Instagram post. Another one morning I wake up, same thing, not looking for a property, just happened to see this post from this realtor I work with. It was like a triplex in Fort Lauderdale for $400,000. Of course, I reach out to her right away thinking it's her listing. It turns out it's not even her listing. She was advertising someone else's listing, and basically, she she knew the listing agent. She got me the contract. So basically right there, she made $12,000 from that Instagram post. I fixed up the place. I rented it. Because she's the one who got me the deal. I used her to list the property, sell it. We listed it. We sold it for 700,000 a year later. I used her. She charged me 5%. She ended up finding the buyer. So there she made I think it was like another 35,000. So from one Instagram post that wasn't even her listing, she made over $40,000 in 1 year from just that one post. And this is stuff you could be doing. Like I said, just whether it's in your office, reach out to people, see if you can post, reach out to other realtors. A listing agent is going to make money regardless of who sells it. A lot of realtors are not going to care if you're advertising their listing, of course, as long as you get permission and ask them. Another thing too, TikTok. Truthfully, I'm kind of new to TikTok. I joined it about a month ago or 6 weeks ago. And it's another thing, a lot of people are using TikTok now, posting videos, things like that. Like this is one person, I heard her speaking, this Glenda Baker, she posted this video actually about how she sold the wrong property and it went viral. And from that, her social media just blew up. I don't know how many followers she has now. When I did this, see 877,000 followers. But she speaks about how much, business she gets now from people all over the country when they're buying in Georgia because they follow her, they consistently see her post, and they feel like they know her. It's almost like she's a friend. So if they do get a client, let's say, they're in California, they have somebody looking to buy in Georgia, she's the first person they think of, and it's just, once again, it doesn't cost any money. It just takes time. So, once again, you want to get on all these different social media platforms. Another thing, YouTube is amazing. Now with YouTube, this guy here, I posted this guy, he's from Las Vegas, right? And if you look him up actually on YouTube, and you look at his old videos are getting no views, no files, no nothing, but he consistently kept doing it, And then what he started doing, he actually started visiting luxury homes and filming it. I read something on what he would do is once a month, he would go to, let's say, 4 different homes, film it basically on his phone, nothing special. And once a week would post it. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, you see his, the amount of views are going up. Now he's got over 300,000 followers, I believe, last time I looked, or subscribers. He's got all those videos get over 100,000 views. And as I said, it didn't happen overnight, but he just kept doing it. He didn't give up, Now imagine him. Now this is something that costs him no money, right? If you go on YouTube and you put in Las Vegas Realtor, guess who's the first person who comes up? Him. He's not paying for any advertisement fees, nothing. He's the first person that comes up. Imagine him now. He goes on a listing appointment and he's able to show a client, look, if you give me your listing, I'm able to put it on my YouTube channel. I have over 300 subscribers all over the world. Look how many views. That's powerful. Once again, that doesn't cost him any money. It just took him time to build up. Myself, I actually started, a YouTube channel about probably 2.5 months ago. I already have almost 1,000 subscribers. I know I have over 100,000 views on my videos already. And then the thing with YouTube too, once you get a certain amount of subscribers and you get a certain amount of views, you actually get paid by YouTube. You get a check basically, So imagine that now you're also creating another source of income for yourself. So this person here might not sell one house a month, but he's getting a check every month from YouTube based on the views from his videos, So I think that's another thing. Once again, it doesn't cost you any money. It just takes time. And it doesn't even have to be professional videos. Like I said, you can go do them on your phone. Our phones are amazing. There's these websites right now that you could edit videos. It doesn't cost you any money. There's this one, CapCut, actually. I started playing around with it the other day. It's my son, he's 8 years old. He makes these amazing videos using this CapCut, So I'm sure if an 8-year-old can use it, we can figure it out, And that these websites cost no money. You can just, like I said, like that guy does. He goes and visits open houses, goes to these luxury properties, films it, and just posts them. Even if you're just saying, hey, I'm viewing properties for or go visit developments or whatever. There's just so much you can do, so much content you could put out there. But once again, it takes time. Another thing too, once again, contact developers, to see if you could advertise their listings. Most developers already have everything prepared for you to use. They already have all the marketing material. They brand it for you. And you could be, selling this, and another great thing with developers, they usually pay a higher commission, like, I know he sold like $8 million property in Miami, and he got 5% commission. I think it was like a $450,000 commission. Yeah, 8 million. Yeah, $450,000 commission. So imagine waking up one day and in your bank account, you're seeing a $400,000 wire for your commission. So that's another thing. So I mean, once again, there's so many things. Even if you don't have listings, that you could still be marketing and letting people know that you do real estate. Um, Another thing too, of course, the more stuff you post, the more chances when someone Googles you that it's going to pop up near the top. So whether it's videos, whether it's blogs, like there was this second. Okay, Bernadette asked, how do you contact developers? Honestly, just find out the new developments in your area and just reach out to them. It doesn't have to be in your area. Like if you're in South Florida, find out things that are going on in Orlando. That's, or things like that, or other areas. They want to sell the properties, so they're going to help you. Believe me, developers, well, yeah, I'm talking about the big development. I'm not saying like a single family home, but I'm saying, the bigger, developers, big buildings, communities, they want to sell. They love realtors. So they're going to help you any way they can. Believe me, they're not going to like be rude to you. They're going to do whatever they can to get you to market their property, because they need to sell their property and make money. So, just reach out to people. I mentioned here, blogs. There used to be this website. It's still around, but it's, probably not as big as it used to be. It's called Active Rain. And there was this one realtor I knew. She would like post blogs on there all the time, right? And if you had Googled, let's say, a Coral Springs realtor, her name would come up on, it would be the first non-app, that where someone's not paying for advertisement, always come up, because her blogs would like push her to the top. So that's so again, the more stuff you're putting out there, whether it's social media, whether it's videos, whether it's stories, there's a better chance of you coming up at the top when someone Googles you. And that's what a lot of people do these days. When they're looking for a realtor, they're using Google too. Second. And that's why it's so important too to have like a Google business page. And once again, that doesn't cost you any money, because people they look at your reviews. So, and once again, about finding you, as I said, there's so many times when we get a deal from a realtor and we'll Google their name and we cannot find anything about these people. And we're in the business of this business, and we can't find the person. Imagine, let's say somebody, a client who's trying to like call you or something like that, could even be a past client, and they're trying to locate you. So definitely create a Google business page. Past clients give you reviews, people you work with, because people, these days they really do read reviews. There's so much competition out there with realtors. So, the more reviews, the better it makes you look. So definitely create a Google business page. I'm probably clicking over. Other things, LinkedIn. Actually, I'm going to be honest, I don't know a lot about LinkedIn. I really don't use it, but I think next month I'm going to have someone do a class on LinkedIn for everybody. But that's nothing. Realtor.com is another thing too. You want a realtor profile. So if someone Googles, your name, realtor, your realtor.com profile will show up. Once again, with your information. Zillow profile. These are things you could create for free, even if you've never sold a property. So at least your information does come up if they're looking. Of course, start selling, get people to give you reviews, and stuff. So you definitely want profiles on these websites. Now, email marketing. That's another thing too. You definitely want a CRM. You want to stay in people's faces. You want basically, they go on Facebook, they see you. They go on Instagram, they see you. They go on TikTok, they see you. They go on YouTube, they see you. They open their email, they see you. You want them to not forget you, whether it's once a week or, for their birthdays, for anniversaries, whatever, it's sending them properties, this happened a couple of months to me. I get an email blast from a realtor I know, and it mentioned this, it was like a $700,000 fixer-upper property, Pompano, on the water. I looked up the comps. Once again, that day I was not looking to buy a property and had no plans on buying a property. But I see, waterfront property in Pompano for $700,000. I look up the comps, and the cheapest sale there was like $1.5 million. All other listings were in the 2 millions. So I contacted her right away, once again, thinking it's her listing. Once again, it wasn't her listing. She was advertising someone else's listing. We went to see the property. I did put an offer. They didn't accept my offer. But here she almost made, what is that, like, would have been like $21,000 from an email blast. So once again, you never know who's looking, who's going to be reading your emails. And just like that day, I wasn't planning on looking at properties. I wasn't looking for a property, but something caught my eye. That's why I really think, truthfully, do research, find good deals for people. Everybody wants a good deals. I bet you right now, if you went on your social media right now and posted, I have this amazing Airbnb property, contact me for information, your phone is going to ring, So even if you don't, but let's say you have a list prepared of properties you can show them, they don't have to know that they're not your listings. But if you're ready, you did your research, you looked at these properties, they're good deals, they can make money, and you get your phone to ring, and boom, now you're showing them these properties, and hopefully they're buying, and using you as your realtor, and you're making money. But that's another thing, with email blasts. Like there's these, different CRMs, where of course, Gmail or whatever's free. There's Line Desk. There's this other one I found recently called iContact, which is like $14 a month. Of course, everybody you meet, you do an open house or whatever, you meet people, you go to an event, keep adding people, and slowly build up your database. And once again, keep staying on their face, because once again, out of sight, out of mind. Another good thing is, open houses. Once again, doesn't cost you any money. Even if you don't have any listings, reach out to people in your office, reach out to, like, there's an area, that you want to market to. If realtors have listings, ask them if you can do an open house. A lot of realtors will let you, because once again, if the house sells, they're still going to get paid. And it makes them look good, because at least someone, they're doing something to try to sell the property, so at least their clients are seeing that they're doing something, I wouldn't do open houses alone, maybe get a title company or a mortgage company to do it with you. Also, I wouldn't recommend like condos or housing communities. Like if you can find single family homes where you're gonna get drive-bys, that's a great thing. Because guess what? Who's going to open houses? One, potential buyers. Two, neighbors. And even though they might be nosy neighbors, well, guess what? Now you're meeting them. And once again, they see you doing this. Maybe they have their house is listed, their realtor's doing nothing, and now their listing expires, and maybe they think, well, I'm going to use you. So the more people you meet, I always say, just like with my business, not everybody I meet is going to like me, not everybody I meet is going to use me, but it's a numbers game. It's all about the numbers. The more people you meet, the more chance you have of getting business. Another thing, door knocking. Once again, I wouldn't recommend doing that alone. Not everybody likes that. But same thing, if it's something of value, you're knocking on their door. Like, let's say you are doing an open house, and you go just let the neighbors know, hey, we're doing an open house, please come by. I don't think you're going to be rude to you, because one, what the house sells for affects them, so they're going to be interested. And two, like, they might want to see the other house, and you never know. Maybe they have a family or friend who wants to live in the neighborhood, And so, but once again, it's a way to meet these people, and you never know, you may be able to build a relationship with these people. You add them to your CRM, keep following up, and hopefully one day they buy or rent or sell, and they think of you and you. Now I added this floor time. Now I know you can't do floor time, like, people are with different brokerages, but if you are with a brokerage that you're able to do floor time, I would recommend doing it. Like, I was speaking to one realtor about a month or so ago, and she was complaining to me, about how she has no business, and and she works for a real estate company on Los Solos, and I said to her, are you able to do floor time? And she told me she is, and she told me she did it one time and she didn't get nothing, and I even said to her, like, well, just doing it one time doesn't mean anything, you got to do it more, And then it turned out I actually met another realtor from the exact same company. And this realtor was actually doing floor time, and somebody walks in, and she starts talking to the person. Person has a $19 million listing on Los Solos. She gets the listing, a $19 million listing from doing floor time. The house sells. So of course, she was the agent. And the buyer for some reason, after a few months of buying this $19 million house, did not like the house and wanted to sell it and called her to list it. Okay. So she listed it and once again sold for $19 million. So from this one walk-in, she sold property 19 million, 19 million. So that's 38 million. And another day she was doing floor time and got someone come in and purchase the property at the Four Seasons for I think it was like 6 million. And while the property was being built, they bought a smaller condo, like 500,000 to live in while that was being built. So that's like over $40 million in deals from floor time because she was consistently doing it. So once again, just like everything we've talked about, doing it once, I mean, yeah, maybe you get lucky, you get something, but doing it consistently, there's, so much greater a chance of it paying off. Say, flyers, can't, whether, like I said, let's say you're doing the door knock and you're giving out flyers to people or your email blast, there's a website Canva where you could do free flyers on. It doesn't cost you any money. Once again, it's kind of like you teach yourself how to do it. So even that doesn't cost money. Now, Craigslist, this is another thing you may think it's kind of stupid or people don't use Craigslist, but people actually do still use Craigslist. And one is, like actually I was watching this guy, Tom Cruise, he's like really huge with Section 8. And I was watching a video with him the other day, and that's how he advertises his rentals on Craigslist, basically. So people still do, use Craigslist. And that's the same thing. You could be advertising rentals, even same thing. Let's just say let's say on Los Solis or downtown Fort Lauderdale or wherever, where they got all these luxury apartments. They're going to let you advertise them, so you can be advertising them. Of course, if they call you, you're the one who shows them that apartment and they do rent it, you're the one going to get paid, So once you just never know where it's going to come from, that phone call, but the key is to getting your phone to ring. So, I mean, this may sound, like I said, once again, sounds stupid, Craigslist, because, but it's just another way that doesn't cost you any money, but you could be advertising stuff. Same thing with Facebook Marketplace. One realtor I know just recently, we did an open house with her, and I asked at the open house, I asked her, how'd you get this listing? And she told me she got a call from Facebook Marketplace and that for advertising like something she was advertising, and that person referred to this person. So she ended up getting a listing from a post on Facebook Marketplace. So once again, you just never know, where it's going to come from, where you're going to get that call from. But if you're not out there, you're never going to get it. Another thing too, thank you cards. I think, that's an amazing thing. You meet somebody, send them like a handwritten thank you card. I mentioned for like not too long ago, I hired this videographer to do some videos for me, like me speaking, teaching, whatever. And after the video, he sent me like a really beautiful card thanking me with a cigar in it, stuff like that. And I just thought that was amazing because I don't recall ever getting anything like that from anybody. And since then, I've been using it for other stuff. Just from that thank you card, he's kind of like gained a loyal client. Cold calling. I know not everybody's into like the cold calling, but I know so many realtors who built an amazing business. Actually, a few of the top realtors I know, that's how they built their business, from cold calling. Like, there's one guy I think of on the top of my head right now. That's what he would do. I remember every morning he would come to the office, call people in the morning, set up appointments for afternoon. In the afternoon, he was meeting with the people every day. That was his thing. He treated it as a business. It was the same thing every day routine, but he got to the point where he's usually closing every year over deals, but it didn't, but it was because of the amount of work he put in. But once again, the key is consistency. It's like doing something one time is not going to change your business, not going to change your life. But like right now, we have the new year. If you started right now, I guarantee, there's not a single person out here who can't take their business to another level. One thing I recommend is doing a calendar. Like I kind of do this like every week. I kind of basically lay out what I'm going to be doing and everything like that. Of course, our lives change, things change. But if you kind of have it laid out where, okay, this day I'm visiting house, I'm going visiting open houses. This day I'm doing social media content. This day I'm posting this. This day I'm doing that. And you try to stick to that. And once again, consistently stick to that. There's more chance of you following through. So writing down a plan, writing down a calendar each week, I think is a great, is a good thing to do. Another thing too is like first time home buyers, that's once again doesn't really cost you any money. There's places, for instance, like Total Wine, they have conference rooms you can use for free. My office, honestly, if anyone here wants to ever do a first time home buyers seminar, I'd be glad to do it with you. I don't know if someone, I know some people on here have seen, got a really beautiful office, plenty of space for, to speak in and stuff like that. Once again, you invite, you have a title company, a lender, insurance company, whatever. And who are you going to be getting? Potential buyers, like not long ago, I spoke at, it was for the city of Hollywood. They do this kind of, people have to get some kind of certificate to be eligible for some kind of like grant. And they asked me to speak and I spoke, and one of the persons, heard me speak there, ended up using me when they bought a property. So once again, you just never know who you're going to meet. But if you're not out there, you're not going to, have the chance of meeting anyone. So, that's another thing that really doesn't cost any money. Once again, just meeting people, whether it's, real estate events, like one good event I think I like is to go to is like every year in Orlando in August, the Realtors Association has their event, and there's realtors from all over the states. That's a great way to meet people. Once again, meet them, offer them a referral fee. The National Association of Realtors, they have their conventions. Every couple of years they do have it in Florida. So if it's in Florida where it's not going to be as expensive for you, maybe attend one of those. And if you see events out there that people from other, realtors from other areas are going to be at, go to it. Once again, I said, like local realtors are good to know, like if you ever have a deal with them, but you're not going to make, get business from those local realtors. The ones you're going to get business from, is out of area realtors. Go to any kind of like, charity events, clubs, things like that. Whenever you can meet people, the gym. There's just, just getting out there, meeting people is going to be your best chance. Like I said with myself, not everybody's going to like me, not everybody's going to use me, but the more people I meet, the better chance of, me getting business. And it's the same with you. Other good source of resources, probate attorneys, divorce attorneys. There's those networking groups. Probate attorneys, of course, when somebody passes away, they're going to need to sell the house. Divorce attorneys, husband and wife, wife doesn't want to use husband's attorney. I'm sorry, realtor. Husband doesn't want to use wife's realtor, and then maybe the two attorneys agree on using the realtor, and maybe if they both know you, they pick you. So once again, the more people you know, the better chance. And you never know, and maybe these attorneys end up buying a property and they use you. Another important thing, of course, educating yourself. If you think things are slower, now is the time to educate yourself. You want to be, I guess you could say, the smartest person in the room. So if you're somewhere, whether it's family, friends, or and they're talking about real estate, that the area inside and out. Like basically, what's going on with mortgage rates. What's going on with insurance. So anything that comes up, you're able to educate them. And if they look at you as the expert, hopefully they're thinking of you. When it's time to buy. Once again, like you really do. That's the main thing. You really want to be, you want to show that you're the expert in this field, and regardless, like they don't know like whether you've done 100 closings or one closing, but if you what they say, fake it till you make it. If you get that impression that this industry, let's say their community better than them, there's a chance they're going to hire you. So things that I recommend, of course, the headshots, and because I know there's some people who got on after. I'll post it again. On Monday, we're doing free headshots in my office. Post a flyer. I have a professional photographer coming. No charge, edits everything. Whether you want to use it for your business cards, whether you want to use it for social media. She's going to be in my house probably from 10 to probably 6 p.m. If you're interested, shoot me an email. Let me know around what time you want to come, and we'll get you in there. Like I said, business cards, a CRM. Let me just go to the next page, actually. Sorry. But, yeah, so once again, everything we talked about, the only things that really cost money, truthfully, are the website and the CRM. Okay. Everything else we really talked about, the social media, YouTube, the open houses, the networking. It doesn't cost anything, Once again, the main thing is just, it takes time, it's and being consistent. So once again, don't be an undercover agent. Let people know what you do consistently. They're just recently, like I met somebody, I ran into somebody I haven't seen in a few years, and asked her what she's doing. But I see her on social media, and she tells me she does real estate. There was nothing on her social media whatsoever about real estate. So you don't want to be that person where, once again, where someone ends up using someone else because they have no idea that's what you're doing. And also just by your post, just by what you're doing, it gives the impression that you're successful, even if you haven't closed a deal ever. So that's what I'm trying to say is about visiting houses, showing properties, posting stuff. Nobody knows whether these listings are yours or somebody else's. And of course, be consistent, don't just do this for one day, do it over time, be disciplined, make a plan, make a calendar, market from all angles. What else? Let me think. So these are some things where I think so one, of course, business cards. Like I mentioned, you could get paper cards, which aren't that expensive. You could probably do, if you look online, you could probably get 500 cards for under $10. There's also companies that do digital business cards for free. Once again, at the beginning of the thing, I gave a name of a company that does that. You definitely want the Google business page because, like I said, people will Google you. You want to get reviews out there. You want people to find you. You want people to get your email address. You want people to find your phone number. You definitely want a website. Like I mentioned before, the company I recommend, the person from that company, I have him speak. We're doing a class on getting buyer leads off the internet on Thursday. There is the Zoom link. I just posted him speaking. I'm sure he'll probably even do a demonstration on his website while I was doing that. You definitely want a CRM. I mentioned some companies there, some for as little as $20 a month. You want to get that Instagram account, you want to get that Facebook account, the TikTok account, the LinkedIn account, the YouTube, the Realtor.com. Once again, the main thing is to hit them up from all angles. But I don't know. Does anyone have any questions? Anything?
I have a question, Giovanni, but it's not exactly on marketing. The other day in my office, we were having a discussion
right, so
about.
just what's the last link for? Oh, that last link. We're doing on Thursday. We're doing a class at 11 o'clock. It's called "Getting Buyer Leads Off the Internet." The person speaking, his name is Mark. He's the one who owns that website company. He actually teaches for the Miami Board of Realtors all the time. So I think it definitely would be a great class to attend if you can. Also, I just want to mention a couple things. So I started a website. It's called AskTheRealEstateAttorney.com, right? And on the website, I have the video, all the videos of the classes are on the website. We have all the PowerPoints of all the classes on the website. Also, every month for whoever's a member, I'm doing a $1,000 cash raffle. So if you see right here that flyer I just posted, next Friday we're doing a $1,000 cash raffle. So if you're a member of the group, like I said, I see some people on here who are members and they will be in the raffle. They will be eligible. If you're not a member, visit the website. Use code LAW, LAW, when you check out, and you will be in the raffle next Friday. We're going to do it live on Instagram. It is $999 a month after, but you can cancel anytime. So you could actually, go on the website right now, join, use code LAW. You get the free month, and you'll be eligible for Friday's raffle, which would be a nice little present right before the holidays. As I said, Monday we're doing the photo shoot. If anyone's interested, email me if you'd like to come in. As I said, it's a professional photographer. It's not me doing the pictures on my phone. She's going to edit the pictures. So, if you want to do them for business cards, if you want to use it for social media, whatever you want. Once again, no charge. Thursday, we're going to do that class, getting buyer leads off the internet. Friday, we're going to do the raffle. And the following, I know it's kind of like holiday, so I'm gonna do like a contract class. On Tuesday, I'm gonna do the contracts. On Thursday, I'm gonna do addendums. I don't know. Any questions before we wrap it up?
Yes, Giovanni, I had a general question.
All right, so everyone, thanks for joining in. If once again, if you have any questions, please let me know. If you want to take some pictures, just email me. If you want to be eligible for the raffle, go to the site asktherealestateattorney.com. Use code LAW, and hope to see you this week. All right, thank you,
Giovanni,
everybody.
I had a quick question. I don't know if you can hear me. Giovanni?